Hello everyone, my name is Elle and welcome to hashtag 365 days of samples or Sample Sunday. This is a project I started in order to work through as many of my sample sized beauty products as I possibly can. And I've been doing this for a couple of years. So there's been a lot of samples, there's been a lot of products purchased because of these samples. It's been a really useful project for me. So I'm just going to get started here. And as always, I start with the products that I would not purchase the full size of first. The first product I have here is from Paul & Joe. This is the Moisturizing Foundation Primer. So this guy is exactly like it looks like. It is that orange. And it doesn't blend in. Like some primers I've used before, they really blend into the skin, even though they are tinted at first and you're thinking this is not going to work well. This just turns my face orange. I mean, as orange as this is, and it just doesn't work for me at all. It was so pigmented, it almost made me think it was a foundation and not just a primer, or at least like a tinted moisturizer, because there's just some strong pigment in there and I can't get over it. It just doesn't work that well for me because when I put foundation on top, it's really hard to cover that orange tint entirely. So that tint alone would make it a write-off for me, but I didn't even find it that moisturizing. Even if it was a clear primer, taking the color out of the equation, just the way that it felt on my skin, it did not make my skin feel hydrated, which is what I look for in a moisturizing foundation primer. So the packaging is so cute. And I know this is just a sample size, but Paul & Joe have such cute products. But that's also sort of a dangerous thing because I wouldn't be buying it for the product itself. I'd be buying it because it looks cute. And there's nothing wrong with that if you want to do it, but I just wish there was an equal match between the product and the packaging. The last sample that I finished that I would not purchase the full size of is from Fresh. This is the Sugar Fragrance. So I mentioned this briefly during my last update and I had so many comments from people being like, what are you talking about? Because I mentioned the popsicle stick trick and I keep forgetting that there are people who have not seen this series before, so I apologize if this is old news to some of you, but this is a trick that I picked up from somebody watching who left a comment for me because I have been complaining about fragrances that I couldn't stand the smell of on myself, but I liked the smell of them in general, and I was like, what do I do with this? Because I just can't wear it myself. It's not working, but I want to enjoy the scent, and the suggestion was popsicle sticks. So I picked up a jumbo bag from a craft store and I either dump fragrance or spray fragrance onto the popsicle stick. And then I can use the popsicle stick as sort of a room freshener or a drawer freshener or whatever, or I'll just leave it on like my bathroom sink or something so that when I walk in there, I get that little hint of fragrance and it's not overwhelming. You don't have to drench the popsicle stick in fragrance. I usually do a couple of sprays and I do it over like a sink or something so that the fragrance doesn't get everywhere. And then I, let it dry a little bit and I put it somewhere and it's usually good for a little while. So that's how I finished this up. Obviously, I'm not going to buy a very expensive perfume to use as a room refreshener, but it does the trick if you have these samples, and sometimes you're just given them. Like if you order something from Sephora or other places, sometimes they give you the option to get samples, and even if you don't select perfume, sometimes they'll send you one anyway because what you wanted is not in stock anymore. So if you happen to have a back catalog of perfume samples and you don't know what to do with them and they don't smell good on you but you like the smell of them, cheap bag of popsicle sticks from a craft store and you're good to go. Moving on now to products that I would purchase the full size of. The first one is from Rio Gio, and this is the Don't Despair Repair Deep Conditioning Mask. So I had one use left of this, as I mentioned in my last update, so I finished it off pretty quickly, and I love the way that it made my hair feel. Now, I've been having some serious scalp issues lately. Thank God for wigs, is all I can say. I have psoriasis, for those of you who may not know. I have it on my forehead, I have it on my eyelid, I have it on the back of my ears and the back of my scalp, but recently I've had a flare-up on this area of my head and it's been not good at all. So I've been using special treatments and I've been trying more medicated shampoo and hoping it will decrease because the flare-up is pretty bad right now and it's not a good situation, and I know part of it's to do with stress. I know part of it's to do with the weather changes right now. We're going through a really weird winter here where I am on the east coast of Canada, where one day it'll be like -10 and then the next day it'll be +10. and then the day after that it'll be -4, and then it goes up the next day to +6, and it's all over the place, and my skin and my hair and everything is like freaking out because it does not handle change like that very well at all. Like consistent, slow changes, please. These drastic shifts in temperature are just messing with me really badly. But this is a product I would not put anywhere near my scalp anyway. Hydrating masks and conditioners in general, I never use on my scalp because I have oily roots and dry hair and a sensitive scalp as well. So I don't like to put things that are too thick and too heavy there, and I don't need it. I need it on the ends of my hair. So that's where this came in handy, and I would absolutely 100% buy this. This is going right on my Sephora wish list, and at some sale in the future, I will be picking this up. I fell a little bit in love with this next product. This is from Glam Glow. This is the Nude Glow Glow Starter Mega Illuminating Moisturizer. I don't know what it is. I remember using the matte glow one last year and liking that one. I used this one. I had enough in the sample packet. It was pretty full to use it for 3 days, and I loved the way that it made my skin look. It was so moisturizing and hydrating, and my skin just looked so glowy, and I was so impressed with it. It says it has a tint, which was barely noticeable to me. I did notice a little bit of shimmer in it, but I'm a shimmery glitter gal, so that was all good for me. And I put foundation on top of it too, and my skin just looked so radiant. It has a very strong fruity scent though, which threw me. And I know that some days I would not like this. It just so happened when I used it, I liked it, but the fruity pebbles sort of scent, like it's really weird. It reminded me of some sort of breakfast cereal, one of those sugary kids ones. Those scent memories have definitely been hidden for a while. So I just know that some days that would not sit well with me, and I could see it almost giving me a headache because it was pretty strong. So just fair warning there. If you want to pick up a sample of this, I would not recommend it to anybody who is scent sensitive. No, stay away from this. And the last product that I would purchase the full size of is one of these Stila Magnificent Metals liquid glitter shadow things. I know, I'm surprised myself because I have one that I don't like. I'm actually panning it now in my Stevie Nicks Project Pan, thank God. It's one I actually had a sample of from this sample trio because there was 3 samples in here, and I put that aside, and that is Smouldering Satin. I'm laughing because I called it Satan like 6 times. I can't stop calling it there. Even I'm focusing really hard. I'm like, do not call this Satan. Call it satin. Call it satin. Call it satin. Smouldering Satan. Every time. Okay, I picked up Smouldering Satin at the time because it was a cooler toned one. Everybody was going for Kitten Karma, which I have a sample of but haven't tried yet. And this one is a Diamond Dust. I love it. I did not use it on my lid. I used it in the inner corners, and it's so beautifully glowy and sparkly and all the things that I like out of a glitter. I feel like these things probably just aren't going to work for me on the lid, but as an inner corner thing, this is great, and this is the one that I need to have. So I need to pan Satan, and I will buy Diamond Dust. I almost bought it the other day, but they were out of stock when I was in a store. I shouldn't have even been looking, but I just ended up liking it so much that I was going to buy it right then and there. But I did not, so no worries. I don't have this yet. My goal is just going to be to finish the other one. I'm not going to say the name, and then purchase Diamond Dust. All right, so I actually have quite a few things still remaining. Most of these are in progress. So I didn't even open the Way shampoo and conditioner just because of my scalp problems, and I want to use them together. So I'm going to put this one back, and if I draw any other shampoos, I'll just put them away because I'm just using medicated ones for right now. There's no point in just having this sitting here because I'm not going to be using it for who knows how long. So that one's just going to go aside. So I do have a few things in progress. The Badescu Botanical Exfoliating Scrub. I can't remember right now who gave me the heads up on it irritating their eyes because it definitely irritated mine as well. So thank you so much for that heads up. I have to be very cautious with this and not use it anywhere close to my eye area. I ended up bringing it up a little bit far my nose, and it burnt and stung my eyes so bad, but I like the way that it feels on my skin. So if I use it further down my face, it's okay. So I am also working on the Chanel CC cream still. I'm mixing just a tiny bit in with other products because it's really orange for me. The Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Lotion is pretty nice, actually. It's not sticky. I don't really like body lotions. sure many of you know this already. It takes very special body lotions and hand creams and stuff for me to actually like them. And this one is pretty good. And usually I don't have dry patches, but I've been using this stuff on my arms because I've been pretty dry lately. So I have Kitten Karma left, one of the Stila glitters, so I will play with that eventually. And the BareMinerals Gen Nude Radiant Lipstick. So I had a sampler set of 4. 2 of them I have opened. Now, I hate that there's no name on the back of them because they're all very similar shades. So even if I ended up liking any of them, I don't know how confident I would be in purchasing them because I made the mistake of taking them all out at the same time because I figured if they were in the sampler set, I wouldn't end up using them, but because they were out, I would use them. So these ones I used. There's one that's a little bit more brown and one that's a little bit peachy. The peachy one looked way too orange on me, so I don't even know if I'm gonna finish this one. I'll consider it, but I really don't like it. And the brown one is really nice, but the formula of these, it's basically like a tinted lip balm. It reminds me a little bit of the Revlon lip butters. So a very expensive version of the lip butters, I'm sure, but it's not my thing. I just feel like it doesn't last very long. Like, I liked this color, but it was on my lips for like an hour, and it's not practical for me to bring a little sampler like this to work because when I reapply, I'm not scooping this out with a mirror and a little lip brush and reapplying it. I like a tube or some sort of gloss or whatever that I can take on the go. So that makes it a little impractical and a little difficult for me to use. I haven't opened the other 2 yet just because I was working on those ones. I might try them for the sake of the color and then not worry about finishing them just because I'm pretty positive I would not purchase these just because it's not the kind of formula that I really like in a lipstick. All right, so now it's time to pick some samples. My sample box is pretty much full to the top because I have the most amazing sister on earth and she sent me so many samples. She sent me a bunch of makeup she decluttered. I can't even process it fully because there's so much stuff in there that I wanted to try and stuff that I've like just talked myself out of buying because I was like, I don't need this, I don't need this, and then she sends it to me. It just restores my faith in humanity, and I'm really excited to have a whole bunch of samples in here to play with because I love foil samples so much. All right, so I'm going to choose 6 samples this week, and I'm going to choose all foils just because I have a few things that I'm still working on that are deluxe size samples, and I have a bunch of project pans going on right now. I'm not taking on any more. Don't worry, I am at my limit. So I want to be able to work on some of those products as well. So let's see what we got here. The first thing I have here is from Philosophy. This is the Microdelivery Exfoliating Facial Wash. I used this not too long ago and I really liked it. Sample 2 is from Strobing. Oh, it's shampoo. It's shampoo and conditioner set, so I'm going to put that back in because I'm not using that right now. And let's see, I have more shampoo and conditioner. I should just take them out for the time being, but I don't even know where I put them. All right, so let's try this again. See if we can get something that's not shampoo. We have from Hourglass the Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation Mattifying in Shell. So I actually have the full size of this foundation right now, not this shade, but I do have this foundation. So I'm going to put this one back in as well because I'm not going to need to use that sample just yet. I have from Korres the Greek Yogurt Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. I love Korres products, so that's always a good thing for me. Let's see, the third sample we have is from YSL. This is the Touché. This is Strobing Light. All right, so that's 3 samples, 3 to go. Next one is from Philosophy. This is the Take a Deep Breath Oil-Free Oxygenating Gel Cream and the Oxygenating Eye Gel Cream. So it's 2 samples in 1. The 5th sample we have here is from Benefit, and it's the Porefessional. And the last sample I am choosing is from Clinique, and it is the Clinique Pop Lip Shadow Cushion Matte Lip Powder in Bright Pop. So I've heard about these things being trendy, so this will be fun to try. And that little brush looks really cute, actually. It's like a little sponge. All right, so that is everything for hashtag 365 days of samples. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead of you. I will see you next Sunday for some sort of random video. If you guys have any ideas or suggestions for what you'd like to see, I would love to hear from you. And in 2 weeks' time, it'll be another hashtag 365 days of samples. Bye for now. That's Smouldering Satin. Damn it! Okay. Bring it in. I picked up Smouldering Satin. I picked up Smouldering Satin. What does this say about me? I picked up Smouldering Satin. Jesus Christ, I did it again. I picked up Smouldering Satin.